Designing an exhaust is arguably one of the best first mods you can do for your Mustang. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you that perfect tone but not be too loud, then you need to pick up a Roush Axleback for your 2024 Mustang. Now this exhaust system on the table is for our non-active GT and EcoBoost model Mustangs, but don't worry, if you have an active, then we are going to have a video out very soon showing off the active version of this exhaust. Now, as far as installation goes, it's super easy. All we have to do is cut part of our factory exhaust off, which don't worry, it's not that bad. And then we will slide these mufflers on and then clamp them down. There's no welding required or anything like that. And speaking of the mufflers, this is what's going to give us that perfect, but not too loud of a tone coming from the Mustang. And on top of that, we're gonna have these 4-inch black tips to really show it off. Now let's go ahead and get the Mustang the rest of the way up in the air and get this on so you guys can hear it. So the first step to installing this exhaust is cutting our factory exhaust. Now I will say, you're gonna see this one on the ground here, and that's just so we can show you guys a little bit easier on camera. If you're doing this at home, you do not have to take the factory exhaust out. This is just easier for you guys. Now in the Roush instructions, they don't give you an exact measurement on where to cut. They give you a picture. So from that picture, this is where I judged our cut. Now, it's not the straightest line, but I am gonna throw some tape over here to make it straight. So you're basically gonna come right in on this curve here, and then about the middle of the straight here on the factory S650 exhaust is where you're going to make your cut. So let's jump into it. Now that we have this cut, we're just gonna clean up the pipe a little bit. We're now gonna put our Roush Axleback on our Mustang. All we have to do is slide it into the hanger first and then connect it to our pipe. And of course, don't forget your exhaust clamp. Push that all the way on. Tighten down the clamp, but not all the way. With the axle back on, we can now put our exhaust tip on. This will just slide over with the exhaust clamp. And one thing I do want to point out, this Mustang GT is an active car, so this valence is for an active exhaust, which if you don't know, active exhausts have a cutout for 2 tips. Since we're putting a non-active exhaust in this car, it may look a little funny, but trust me, the fitment is very good on a non-active Mustang GT. Before we tighten everything down on the driver's side and get our exhaust aligned how we like, we're gonna go ahead and repeat the exact same process on the other side. Now that we have the other side cut, we can finish up this installation. Now that we have both the axle backs installed, we're gonna go back over, adjust everything, and tighten everything up, and then we get to see how it sounds. Well, we're all wrapped up with the install, and I gotta say, I'm in love with the Roush Axleback for our 24 Mustang. They sound super aggressive, but not too crazy aggressive. It's not super loud when we're rolling down the highway. We don't have any crazy drone or anything like that. But if you put your foot down to the floor, you'll definitely achieve that loudness out of it. Now, ours is going to be probably a little bit louder than what yours is going to sound like, and that's because we have a resonator delete. So So if you want to make it as loud as ours, go ahead and put a resonator delete on it and you'll be able to get that sound. Now it is time to drop a gear and disappear, but if you want to purchase one of these exhausts, we'll leave them down below in the description, and I'll catch you next time.